I almost wonder if there's a little bit of panic setting in for the people atop the space. What I'm talking about is, institutional players, large entities. I think they're starting to realize that their time is very limited. It's running out because retail is starting to notice what's going on. And what this means is that we're probably very close to this moment that the crypto market just absolutely goes and the top blows on this thing, and we're in one of the largest cycle we've ever seen, the largest acceleration in terms of adoption in crypto history. We're going to talk about all that and more in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So first of all, what I want to talk about is that BTC actually got very close to setting a new all-time high in terms of its total market cap just the other day. All right. It was actually only a stone's throw away. And I wish I still had this chart pulled up, and I don't. It's right here. So we actually got up to about 2.13 trillion, which was just a stone throw away from its prior all-time high of 2.17 trillion. And what is really making this possible is some of the big changes that have shifted just within the last year and a half or so. Obviously, the introduction of institutional players earlier on in 2024 have accelerated some things in the crypto market. This has very heavily been an institutional cycle so far, and they're just continuing to accumulate. And even over the last month or so, institutional accumulation has been incredibly high. It's been part of the reason that we've gone on this run in terms of BTC. But what I will mention here is that obviously altcoins have been lagging. BTC dominance has hit some highs that we didn't think was going to be the case, and really the reason that this extension even happened was because of institutional money. All right. And it's changed a few things in the crypto market. But what it is also leading us to is the biggest acceleration in retail adoption in history. Now, I'll get to altcoins in just a moment here because I do really want to talk about this, but we're starting to even see the embrace change in crypto. We obviously know that, government embrace has shifted in a big way. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, we were fighting against anti-crypto legislation. We were fighting against government entities. And frankly, nobody in retail wanted to touch crypto in the first place, except for us, the crazy people that were here at the time. But, anytime you mentioned crypto at that time, people looked at you in disgust. Well, times are in fact changing. In fact, there was a recent poll that just came out. 4 in 5 Americans want the US to swap gold for Bitcoin. You think that would have been the case 2 years ago? Hell no. That was not even close to the case. Nobody gave a crap, and they thought that Bitcoin was just going to fall and die and that crypto was just nothing, right? And we obviously know that things have changed in a big way. There's a huge embrace going on, and what we're seeing is one, a time of huge manipulation in the crypto market, and two, that we're going to be hitting mass adoption a lot sooner than people realize. So what we're dealing with right now is a big time in crypto where basically institutions and governments and enterprises are trying to shove themselves through a very small doorway in crypto. All right. And the way that they've been able to do this is through manipulation, through over-the-counter buying, through backdoor stuff, right? And it sucks for us retail, right? Because obviously we're the ones that kind of get pushed around, and we're the ones that have to sit and deal with the rips and the dips and all the crap in crypto, right? But you're even starting to see some people that have been big opponents to the crypto market start to embrace it. For example, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon said that the bank will let clients buy Bitcoin. And we know Jamie Dimon has been a huge Bitcoin opponent even as late as 2024. Now, he still says he doesn't embrace it. But if you haven't noticed, all these different entities want their piece of the pie. They all want to shove themselves in and get in before the masses. And so what they've tried to do is slow the crypto market down. And they've done a pretty good job of it, right? Because we haven't seen this big blowout yet. We haven't seen adoption accelerate quite yet. But the problem is you can only keep the cat in the bag for so long. You can only hold things back until people start to notice, until people start to embrace. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this in your personal life, but I have, and maybe I said this earlier, but I've seen more people asking about crypto than I ever have before. And what this is showing us right now is we're getting very close to this big acceleration in terms of altcoins. Why I say altcoins is, what is retail mostly looking for? They're looking for life-changing gains. They're looking for coins to not do a 2x like Bitcoin might do. They're looking for coins to do a 10x, a 20x, a 100x, life-changing money for them. And that is when you will start to see a lot of this capital flow into the crypto market. Believe it or not, I know some people said this isn't the case, but there's a lot of capital that has flown into BTC that will shift over to altcoins. And it's because a lot of people have recognized that BTC has been the dominant asset this market cycle so far. All right. It's done what, a 7x at the time of filming this video from the lows in the bear market. That's pretty impressive so far. But altcoins have in fact been lagging. Now, why this is crazy is that there is enough capital in the crypto market currently to actually set a new all-time high in terms of BTC, but also to set a new all-time high in terms of almost all assets throughout the space. We're talking about this acceleration to about $5 trillion. That's where the current liquidity in the market could in fact lead us to. But now we're undergoing some major changes in terms of monetary policy, right? We're obviously seeing global liquidity on the rise, like we've talked about. We're also talking about potential interest rate cuts coming here in the US, I think a lot sooner than people realize. We're talking about some massive printing that could take place. Even the Fed just said the other day that they have the ability to pump this liquidity into the market if necessary. And we're getting close to the time where that is almost necessary, right? So what we are kind of on the verge of is basically the retail push. All right. Because again, these large entities, they want to buy, they want to make their money, they want to take advantage of trading volume. That's why you're seeing all this positioning take place while the market's being held back. And then at some point, it's just going to blow. They're not going to be able to hold it back any longer. And I think that's what gives me the most excitement about where we're at. Yes, there are times where it sucks. Yes, there are times where it just feels like it's an endless sea of red and like we're never going to escape these prices. But then when we do, it's going to happen fast. It's going to be abrupt. You're going to see your mom, your dog, your sister's neighbor's cat from down the street is going to be talking about crypto. And that's where it's so beneficial that we're here now before the masses really are paying attention in an even bigger way than they are now. So we are seeing the big shift take place. We are seeing us on the verge of mass adoption. We're seeing us on the verge of potential strategic crypto reserves throughout the world, throughout states here in the US. I mean, so much has changed even since the start of 2024 that crypto is almost unrecognizable compared to where it was at then. It has led us to some good times. It has led us to some bad times here in the crypto market, but understand that the evolution is in fact happening. And this right now is going to be the largest crypto cycle we will have ever seen, but it's going to really pale in comparison to what even comes following that. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.